Welcome to Our Home to Yours, a cooking channel where Extension professionals share some of their favorite recipes. My name is Jaelyn Munson and I'm an agent with Virginia Cooperative Extension, and today I'm going to share with you a low-fat way to cook pork chops without losing the crispiness or the taste. The first step in this recipe is to preheat your oven to 375, which I've done. The next step is to trim away the excess fat on the pork chop, which we'll do next. To make this a healthier meal, we're going to trim away the excess fat along the sides of the pork chop. The great thing about pork is that the fat tends to be along the edges, whereas with beef, it's usually barbelled throughout and makes it more difficult to trim away the excess fat. But we're just going to take a little paring knife and cut along the edges to trim that fat away to make it a little bit healthier. The first step in breading meat is to dredge it, so you have to create a liquid to dredge the meat in. To help the dry mixture stick to it. So I have done that by taking 1 cup fat-free evaporated milk and adding 1 egg white to that, and I just have beaten that together. And now I'm going to place that into a shallow baking dish to be able to dredge my meat and allow it to soak for a while. So I pour that in, and then I'm just going to place the pork chops. And this recipe does call for 6 pork chops, but I'm working with 4 just because of the needs of my family tonight. So I'm just gonna place that in there and be sure to flip the pork chops so they can the mixture can coat both sides. And I'm just gonna allow that to sit while I get the dry ingredients ready. I have my 9x13 pan prepared. I covered it in aluminum foil as well as non-stick cooking spray. So that is all ready to go and the oven is preheated. Now the next step is to make the dry mixture to bread the pork chops in. So I have 1 cup of panko breadcrumbs, but you can also use crushed cornflakes or breadcrumbs, whatever your preference is. And then I have all of these spices that we're going to add to the breadcrumbs. And I have chili pepper, paprika, oregano, black pepper, salt, dry mustard, as well as garlic powder and cayenne pepper. So I'm going to add these all to the breadcrumbs. And then we're going to mix these together so they're well distributed throughout, and then we're going to bread each of the pork chops. Okay, so our breading mixture is all done and mixed together. Now I'm just going to take a pork chop out, place in the breading, press it down to adhere the breadcrumbs mixture to it, and even when you flip it over, you can press some more onto the pork chop. Just make sure all sides and surfaces are covered. And then place in your prepared baking dish. And just do that with each of the pork chops until you're done with all of your chops, and then place in the oven. Okay, I'm going to bake these for 20 minutes and then take them out and flip them over and bake for an additional 15 minutes. Or until an internal temperature is reached of 160 degrees. The pork chops are out of the oven and they smell amazing. So I'm pairing mine with a healthy side salad and a baked potato. Please join us again from Our Home to Yours and discover more recipes that you can share with family and friends.